Hello, ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here with more Let's Play Shining Force 2, Part 60. As you can see, we are in the final battle against Zeon, and I'm starting off having Karna use Boost to boost the agility and defense of everyone that I can. And while that's happening, I will take this moment to show you, or tell you, what's going on. So I am doing this post-commentary because I was not sure how long this was going to take or how much of a pansy I was going to be as far as the final fight. I wanted to make sure I didn't lose too many people and that I didn't play sloppy, but I also wanted to make sure everyone died and take care of as much as possible. So doing that, it was a fairly long video, and I just did everything, including the ending, all as one piece, and I'm going through editing, and you'll see some cut-aheads as the video progresses, where I cut out some of the just filler of the fight, like positioning and whatnot. The bad guys, we really don't care about the bad guys, so I'm not going to talk about too many of them. It's the same fodder that we've had to deal with: Pyro Hydras, Demon Masters, Devil Griffins, Blue Shamans, Arc Demons. The only new things that we have: Zeon Guards, which are the two prism flower looking things on either side of Zeon, and Zeon himself. And I'll talk about the Zeon Guards. They have the prism flower ability to shoot in any direction, up, down, left, or right from them across the map. The prism flowers, according to, or the Zeon Guards, according to the game data, say that they can also cast Demon Breath level 1. So you want to be careful with that. And yes, level 1. The differences between it are level 1 only affects the a cross pattern like Kaizen's summon spells, and then the level 2 affects the same range that Bolt does. So it's a much bigger radius. Zeon has level 2, so we want to be careful about that. And we are going to be careful about that, which is why I'm doing a lot of cut-aheads, because I'm going to be positioning my people very specifically. Another thing that you may have noticed is that my people are a little bit higher as far as level. I went through this fight a couple of times, power leveling, dealing with as much of the fodder as possible, so that I can get everyone to 30, and I got a couple of people to 30, but most everyone's between 28 and 30. Well, everyone's between 28 and 30, but most of them are 29, a couple of them are 30. I think I have one 28 still. I think it's May. Either May or Gerhalt, just because this map has a lot of natural choke points, which kind of messes up movement. Which is one thing that you really want to be careful with this fight if you're going through it kind of at a low level, or if you're doing it on one of the much harder difficulties. Because this map has so many natural choke points to where you're going to get bottled up, and if you send people off by themselves, they can get cut off from the rest of your force. That's why I'm dealing with all the people below and to the sides first, instead of just going straight up, because you can really easily get flanked. And at this point, I'm not too worried about being flanked. I just want to take stuff out, like this. Just take it out as quickly as possible. As you can see, Kaizen one-shotted a Pyro Hydra. Pyro Hydras are incredibly weak against Neptune. I think it has something to do with their fire-based and he's water. So, plus he is our highest level summon at the moment. I have not learned Atlas 2 with Kaizen. One thing that I also have learned, I've learned Bolt level 3 with Bowie. So we will be seeing that once, because he only has enough MP to cast it once. Demon Master attacks Bowie for 1, and you don't even notice because Bowie has over 100 HP at this point. So, yeah. The Demon Master is still kind of a threat because ice against a fire-based creature does kind of suck, so that sucks. But we saunter forward because we're not really in too much danger at this point. Just as long as you play it smart, you shouldn't have too many problems. Now, if you send someone off being a little Superman unit, then they're gonna die. And if you don't care that they die, that's fine. that's more than acceptable, but you really want to be careful about that. And Arc Demon comes in for Bolt. Actually, he does the most damage to anyone in this fight. So I do have to give him credit for that. He does kind of hurt as we go through this. So, but as you can see, the two groups that I've got split up, I've got a healer with each group, and then both of my ranged units went to one side, which was kind of not smart on my point, but it happens. So, but also my magic user went with the other group, and more of my flyers went with the other group. So it's 6 of one, half dozen at the other at the moment. I will say this: when doing this fight, you want to protect your ranged units and whatever flyers you have, because this fight sucks for melee. If you lose any melee, you're not going to be too bad off. But there's only one spot on the map that a melee unit can attack Zeon, and that's directly in front of him. He doesn't have anything off to the sides that can be hit by melee. It can only be hit by flyers. So you want to make sure anyone who can attack at a distance stays alive for as long as possible, because they're going to be your primary source of damage against Zeon. And you want that because Zeon has over 500 HP. I believe it's at 500. I'm not entirely sure. But as you can see, he has a black health bar, which as the health bars go, it starts off yellow until it hits 100, and then it turns green, which signifies over 100 to 200, blue, which signifies over 200 to 300, and then after that, I'm not sure what color it is, but it becomes black at one point. And we throw a lot of damage toward Zeon, which would take out at least one full health bar, and it doesn't change color. So I think black is just over... They just use the same color health bar for a while, just so you don't know how much HP he really has. Because you can kind of figure it out if the color spectrum of, oh, well, I know how much damage he has until it hits a certain spot. Once you start noticing the blue, you kind of figure it out. So, but until then, it's just a huge guessing game. And I used the white ring again, and I believe the white ring only has one use, because every time I use it, it cracks, which is really disappointing. But seeing as how this is the last story fight, don't be stingy with the healing items. If it will save your life, use it. You might as well get it out of the way. The less casualties you take, the better. Now, I will also say this, as an amendment to that, or as an addendum. Addendum? Addendum. There is a secret fight at the end of the game. It has nothing to do with the story, so it doesn't really matter one way or another what happens if you want to do it. It's optional, so just know that it is a damn devastating fight, and you'll see. I will be doing that fight, so don't worry about that. That it will happen. But if you're just looking to beat the game and go through the story, and if this fight's giving you a lot of trouble, just use the items. Don't worry about them. I will talk more about the secret fight when we get to it. So, one other thing that actually kind of goes not in my favor for this fight, the Blue Shaman, who is a guard for Zeon, he has a second healing rain. And part of the problem is I think the person who kills him in this fight has 4 items, and so therefore we don't get the healing rain. Either that, or we're just not lucky enough to actually get the item to drop for us. But if you're lucky, you can go through this fight with 2 healing rains. So they are there if you need them, and if you are lucky. Right now, Bowie has the one that I have, and that is the only one that I have, unfortunately. And now we start ripping into the Zeon Guard because we don't want him to do anything. He is a threat. At this point, I also play really cautiously with Bowie, mainly because I really don't want to take the chance of Bowie getting the crap kicked out of him quickly. There's no bigger kick in the face than getting to this point where we have pretty much won the fight. I'm so not scared of the outcome of this fight at this point because I'm pretty much just ripping everyone apart faster than they can defend themselves. But things like this happen and people get hit unexpectedly, and I get a little freaked out that if Bowie dies, I have to start all over again, and I guarantee you that would cause the biggest nerd rage at the moment. As I said, I did everything in one setting, so I actually did the secret fight in one setting, and I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get my live commentary on that. But that fight takes a while, so I'm going to have to edit that fight as well. But, yeah. That fight caused nerd rage, mainly because I got so pissed off with the bad guys and the number of times they got to attack. These guys are just fodder, so they don't have that high of agility compared to the force that I'm using, so they don't get that many attacks. But the secret fight, they just have a ridiculous number of attacks. It drives you insane. Anyway, enough about that. We're in this fight. Let's focus on this fight. So, I send Slade out to deal with the Demon Master because he is the last big threat on that side. The Blue Shaman is a defensive threat, and the big threat that we have from him is him keeping Zeon alive. He's got Blast level 3, which I'm really not worried about at this point. So, the Demon Master with his Freeze level 4 is the last threat on that side next to Zeon himself. So, take out the Demon Master, and then you're pretty much in the clear. Because if the Blue Shaman does come over and attack you, it's not that big of a threat, because he's not going to do that much damage, and any MP that he wastes trying to hurt you is less MP that he'll have to try to heal Zeon should he live that long. So, Zeon Guard and the Pyro Hydra are the last two real threats. And we're going to cut ahead here after attacking the Zeon Guard. And I wanted to show this because I've moved Slade into position to where he can start taking on the Blue Shaman. And I wanted to show Zeon's first appearance as his battle sprite. I do cut ahead a minute later as you see that everyone's still kind of in a really bad position. I really don't want to take the time to show everyone moving. But also, Zeon does get a hit in here, so I want to show that here in a minute. Because he also gets unique battle music, which is just... it's creepy. And you'll see that because I send Peter in to take out the Blue Shaman. Because now that I have damaged Zeon, there's a good chance that he was going to cast Aura, and we don't want that to happen. In the meantime, we're going to keep everyone else as far away as possible, because Zeon has a ridiculous range. So, like I said, at this point, Demon Breath 2, and his creepy music. And as you see, Demon Breath 2 does a ton of damage there. Over 40 points of damage to both of them. That hurts. That hurts a lot. But, yeah, it's what happens. So, at this point I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as like cutting the video video manually, or just doing it all as one setting and editing it. As you can see what happened. I'm editing it. So, at this point, we're just going to start healing people and keeping them as close to alive as possible. And we're going to cut ahead here as well, now that we've got people in better position. I'm going to start sending my ranged units out. So we're going to start with May, and then we're going to bring our 2 Pegasus Knights in, and Elric, and just start laying into him from a distance. Because at this point, he needs to die. We've come this far. We need to kill him. And I'm going to send Slade up because at this point, I'm half expecting to lose melee units. One strategy that people do is you send 1 unit in at a time. That way he relies more on melee attacks than Demon Breath, because he does have a weaker physical attack. And as you can see, we've got him into the blue, so we have an idea of how many hit points he has left. So we know what a blue health bar is. So, and I send my flyers in to just gang up on him as well. So Peter goes in, bringing him down to the green. Zeon gets a counterattack. So yeah, his counterattack did 16 points of damage. So you don't want to gang up on him too much because he's going to be more inclined to use Demon Breath. But if you do the tactic of sending 1 person in at a time, he is going to kill that person. So you do kind of want to be careful with that, unless, again, you're fine with just having everyone die to get the final goal of the game of just killing Zeon. This is the final fight. Pull out all the stops. Just do whatever is necessary to take him out. And as long as Bowie survives, you have a chance. So... And I toy around with the idea of using heal level 4 to heal Slade or Peter, but I go with heal level 3 because I can try to keep Sarah far enough out of the way. But you want to keep Peter alive because he's a healer. Or he's not a healer, he's a flyer, and therefore can actually attack Zeon. And we bring Elric into it, doing even more damage with his hyper cannon. Every time I hear that, I hear the voice from Killer Instinct saying hyper combo. And just for shits and giggles, we throw Bowie in with Bolt 3. Bowie, who has done next to nothing this entire fight. So, yeah. May is almost dead, but it's fine. Like I said, losing people is okay. This is the final fight. And speaking of losing people, May is dead. Like, May is dead. She's not gonna survive that. She is my first casualty in this fight. And she went down swinging, so I have no complaints. And we can send Karna in to cast Aura 2, or to cast Blast level 4. But that's kind of a waste at this point, really. So I use her to heal level 3 Peter to make sure Peter stays alive. Because again, Flyer who can actually hit something. And Slade, just go in for another attack, because again, if I lose people, I lose people. It's fine. And as you can see, attacking only gets 3 XP from attacking the boss of the game. So, we lost Slade. Peter is still suffering a fair bit of damage. So, yeah, it happens. But now I can move someone else in to do some melee damage. And we've almost completely taken out his green health bar. So let's take Geralt up, and Geralt will start laying into him. And Geralt brings him into the red. He gets a counterattack in on Geralt, but that's fine. So Jaro goes in. He has 50 HP. He now has less HP than the max of anyone else in our party. And Peter almost kills him. And he dies in the process with a heavy counterattack. So at this point, I really wish I had some MP or something that I could do. So, yeah. I moved Bowie out of the way and used the healing rain to heal everyone who's taken damage. Which is kind of stupid. I should have saved it. But because it's really useless at that point that I did that. I really just should have saved it and just got people out of the way. But now I'm not too worried about him being able to kill anyone with one hit. He's got to get several attacks in, which is not a problem for Zeon, because he's going to just lay into us. But it happens, so not too worried about that. And move everyone. I'm just going to move everyone out of the way. That's what I'm going to do. Move them out of range so that he can't attack them. And then I'm going to move Bowie in for the final kill. So Bowie's going to get the kill shot on this one. Gerhalt's almost dead, so got to be careful about that. So, yeah. I'll go ahead and end the commentary here, and I'll see you all in the next installment, in which we see the end of the game. Till then, later everyone.